to another episode of Femme Queen Crazy.
Sexy.
Ooh.
What's goody, ladies?
Shot.
Shots already?
We're in the club. Yeah, I'm in the club.
You in the club? We are going to the club.
Mm-hmm.
We got some of the real popular club promoters in the
for the Nightlife
spot
episode.
today,
Let's
baby.
go.
The
The
Nightlife.
demons come out. Jimmy, tell me.
I don't know nothing about that. I bind it in the name of Jesus.
The what is coming? Let me stop for they get ready. It was just playing. We used to tally for tongues in church. Did y'all used to tally in tongues? Y'all ever tally? Y'all ever heard of
What?
Y'all never heard of At my church, we used to have something called tallying for tongues, and we would go, and it was like, she fall out. The Lord, don't laugh about the Lord. Don't laugh about
The Lord know my heart, baby.
I rebuke that. No, but it used to be called tallying for tongues, and they used to be in our ear like, he baba, she said, and you kind of like got to repeat it and stuff, and I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing, Lord.
Man, I'm sorry.
No, for real, they said. If you think what that is, Tabby? Break that down for us, Tabby. Mother
I'll
Church.
do some research on it.
You never heard of that?
Tallying for tongues?
Tallying for tongues.
No, I've never heard that, my love.
Yeah, we used to tally, but I went to Pentecostal church, so.
It's either you have the gift and the
So you think my church? So what you trying to say about my church?
I didn't say nothing about your church.
Okay, what's good,
God bless
y'all?
you, baby.
What's up?
God
We get off
bless
of
you in
that.
Jesus' name.
So did y'all see? They trying to pass a law that it's going to be illegal to be trans in Texas?
Yes, it's called the gender identity fraud. Just the mere idea that you would go to that extreme to say that if we can't even go to work and identify who we are, that means we won't be able to work. We won't be able to have any type of access to any public service or anything that helps us to thrive. So to dehumanize us in that way, it's just pure evil.
Why is they at us?
They want the girls to be whores.
They're girls, a lot of
Oh,
girls.
so is that what you think this is?
No, not realistically. I honestly I think by us being so outside of the box, it makes a lot of people uncomfortable because they're in one. So it's like, you have to be
So to clarify that, these are just proposed bills that they are proposing. So none of this is actually law.
Right.
But considering this cultural climate, and not cultural, but, just this climate that we're in right now, the real idea that this could possibly happen, that this law will be passed, I think about the kids right now who are discovering themselves, and you're being taught by this person who in the executive office telling you that you don't exist, that the air that you breathe in your lungs, the feet that you have you're not even a person.
To think they even have like a safe house or a safe city in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Like to think that we actually need like safe spaces, space havens and stuff. I mean, they need to put one in Texas and North Carolina and Florida and places like that as well. But to think that we have to go to that extreme because of these proposals is kind of crazy. Like, bitch, we 1%. Why do we bother y'all so much?
I think it's more so it's just starting with us. I feel like it just starts with us. I feel like we're just the beginning of tearing down the what we accomplished to just not sticking to the program that they have put together for people to abide by. So it's uncomfortable for people, us being proud and standing in our truth because they're not. Mm-hmm. How many of those people? Let me stop. Can we go?
No, you can. No, go ahead. Talk your ish. Go ahead.
I'm not going to say that.
For me, it's like, why us? I think that they, maybe it's time that we understand the power that we have. They fear us. Mm-hmm. They fear that we live in an existence that does not conform to what they were ingrained to believe. They want to so we challenge that whole construct by our mere existence. Mm-hmm. And because in our power that we have, other people are now able to stand and say, this doesn't feel right. This is not who I am. I don't need to live in this box. And they see the ever-growing numbers of queer youth who are self-identifying, having the wherewithal, the reassurance to know who they are. Mm-hmm. You know, that type of like knowing self is so powerful. And I see a lot of these kids are already to articulate who they are, and that scares the hell out of them. That scares the hell out of them. And they know that that's the future. They know that if we educate ourselves and we go to school and we start to read these books and examine these things that we know are falsehoods, that we will overturn their whole indoctrination, patriarch scheme that has existed forever. And you're right. They're going to come for us first and everybody else. But that's just the way it goes. They're going to keep seeing.
Divide and conquer.
Again, like I said, I think that to continue to say that we need others to speak of, like we need y'all to help us. We've been saying that for years.
And not in a performative way.
Right.
Actually
to actually show up for us and center us, because I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired. But that's the thing, right? It's not, fear and power, like it just like, no. Yeah. I don't operate out of fear. I may at times operate out of anger, because like I have to balance that, because it gets me angry as hell. Like every other week, like you're doing something else, and by the time I could get a breath and try to reassure people that in the city of New York, we're safe here. Like we still have people like Letitia James and them who are sitting up there saying, no, we're not going to kiss the ring. So it's just that understanding that we need to be supporting those who are going to stand up, because this fight is going to be, and we got a lot of time to fight. It's just we're not even 6 months in. So to say that, you know, this thing is happening, for me, it's like, what else? What else are you going to do next?
How do y'all feel about people who are, I don't know how to present this question. Have you ever had like someone who, you know, lives south, but they still are in community at times, but they don't want like videos and pictures and things like that of them?
I personally never had anyone tell me to take their things down, but I definitely have a lot of people in my life that are stealth. You know, one that we all know, I'm not going to say her name, but you know, one of my close nieces, she lives south. She's a cop and everything. She's doing her big one. I never had someone come into mind like, oh, you need to know. Because especially if I know you, my friend, and I know how you move, I'm not even going to put you in that type of, you know. I like to protect my people, like my friends. Like we're personal. I really protect my friends. So.
I was going to say that. Like, it's really like.
You got to know your people.
Right. And again, it's like, if they ask you to take it down, take it down.
Simple.
Right. It should just be it should be that simple. No emotions attached to it. They don't want their picture out there. It should not be out there. And I think about the times when we didn't have pictures and phones. We got around, we hung out. We didn't have to worry about that. So why does every opportunity for someone to show up in your space a photo out?
Like, bitch, why is you doing like TMZ? Like
bitch, put the phone down. Let's
chill.
We
relax?
Like,
can we chill?
Yeah,
I mean, if you have a name, you know, people are definitely gonna like want to take a picture or a video for you, especially if you pose for it.
I tell them no.
Just tell them no.
I'm at this point, I don't care. Because I really don't. Like, I'm not, that's not my concern how a person feels on what I want to do in my life. I mean, I'm grown. So what I want to do and what I don't want to, I don't have to do what you want to do. And if you should take a picture, you can definitely take pictures of everybody. I don't want to take a pic. Especially when I get like I'm having a good time, I'm out clubbing and I'm having a good time.
Oh, well, I've seen you do that.
No, I'll tell people to do.
If I'm having a good time and I'm turned up, do that.
Like, I literally, when we was in Atlanta,
I was like, no, baby, not right
to
now.
a few people.
And I would be like, I'm so sorry, I'm lit right now. I don't like it makes me uncomfortable when I don't.
I've seen her do that.
I'm trying to pose. I'm over here lit.
Full lit. No, I used to take pictures and look back and be like, ooh, let them get me, girl. So
they didn't want to post it.
I remember this trip. I felt so bad. The boy stopped me in the mall, and he was like, can I take a picture? Oh my God, look at you. Can I take a picture? And I was like, girl. I was like, new chick. Like, but I really don't want to take a picture right now because I was, I was just ran out the house. I didn't want to, but I love you, don't anyway.
No,
but how do you feel about people that do that?
That are stealth and
because you asked us, but you didn't say your opinion. What do you feel about that?
I feel like this: if you're stealth, why are you walking the ball?
Because Like, well, I'm gonna let you answer. Go ahead.
I mean, I feel like because I feel like if yourself and you walk in a ball, videos like you can't really control who's gonna take a video or something like that. You know, if it's personal, yeah, like if it's some people that you know, then okay, great. If you feel like that, but you can't control how many is gonna be out there. Like, but if you're in an environment that someone has permission to take videos, you know,
no, you really can't control it.
So I think there's.
I guess you really can. I know
actually
people
can.
can.
You really actually can. If I don't sign a paper,
to that.
Yeah,
you don't have. Yeah,
sign a paper.
sorry, take it
So
down.
here's the nuance to me, right? So why be stealth and still be in the ballroom? But the ballroom is supposed to be this most inclusive space where cis people exist within ballroom and they compete and have fun too. So the idea that someone who is quote unquote stealth in ballroom, I think that's their thing to deal with, because ballroom also have cis people in ballroom that compete. So why couldn't you just be a cis person in ballroom? Why do you have to like say, oh, well, I don't want to, like, why would you ask them why they can't be in ballroom? They can, anybody else can.
They were doing it before in the 80s and the 90s.
Femme Queen realness.
They was doing it in the 90s. It was a safe space. Why it's still not a safe space?
Yeah.
That's the problem. We were trying to be exclusive to these people that really don't like us. We're asking people to fight for us, and we can't even feel safe in our space to not be like, I don't want to take a picture. You already know how dangerous it out there is for me. I want to enjoy my space. This is a safe space for me, so I want to come out here and enjoy myself. Take that down. Thank you. I didn't sign that. It should be no problem. You shouldn't take that personal. She wanted to take it down. Back in the 90s, Octavian, it was no problem. It was if you wanted to do that.
What was no problem?
People taking pictures of them, and you know, like them able, because a lot of them were living stealth because you had to. It was for safety.
But ballroom was more underground, so you wasn't gonna see that, and you didn't have like the video. You didn't have YouTube and all of that.
So do you think people who live stealth should be in ballroom?
I think you should do whatever you want to do, but I think that it's gonna be very difficult for you to control.
It is gonna be difficult. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
like,
think
that's just gonna be a challenge.
It is gonna be a challenge. It is. Because you have some people that feel like they own things. Like, oh, I took a picture. I want to take that. You have those people that assume, like they take it personal. Like, instead of, how dare you? She's feeling it and all it is. Like,
yeah.
I'm just asking to take a picture of me down. I feel uncomfortable. Simple.
I think stealth is a difficult life at this point now. Anyway, though.
Well, being that everything is going on.
I mean, everybody need to go back. Everybody gonna be trying to go back
in.
I'm not going back.
Go back in there. That's what I'm saying. Go back in that room. That's what it's given. I honestly feel like that's what it's given. Before we go to the next topic, can we go to the shadow?
Oh yeah,
word?
we did go straight to it, didn't we?
Yeah, we didn't toast. There was no prayer. She said we're going to the club.
Well, I picked the first. I picked the first one.
I like to pray before I go anywhere.
Did you go first?
You went first last time. No, you never go first.
I think.
Dip in there.
Didn't I go first the first time?
Bitch, it's not a whole big game, bitch, just to pick the card.
Oh my God! Like what's going on?
Bitch, you came for me last. Bitch, you came for me last episode. Bitch, what's up?
You see how they treat me, and then when I clap back, then I'm the mean one. You know.
Bitch, I'm just kidding. Bitch, you know that bitch.
You see?
You know that bitch.
Here, take your card.
Thank you, babe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go.
Oopsie. Remember, what's that game? Yo, we used to go, oopsie. Danger like.
She's feeling playful.
And that's a shake. Let me stop.
Oh, my God. Really?
I thought these was lighter questions.
And Asia, I've been sipping Ancestors. Wow. Girl.
Let it speak to you, sis.
Think about your ancestors. And what question do you have for them? Jesus. That's crazy.
These questions are not light.
Yeah, I thought it was light. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I thought these were the lighter ones.
Paper, bitch.
I really thought these were the lighter ones.
Girl, I don't even know, like, what questions would I have for my ancestors?
Yeah. I have a lot. I'm like, baby, can we sit down for a second? I have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't answer that.
And she come back.
Yeah.
So 5 lives to live. If you have 5 imaginary lives to live, what would you do and be like in each one of them? Definitely be rich and famous. Be rich as fuck. Billionaire.
Give me the money.
Straight up billionaire. condos everywhere.
Can we switch?
No.
Why I gotta get the ancestor? Why couldn't I be rich?
They want you to speak to them. They call them for you.
Yeah, that was a perfect car for you.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, it was.
It's meant shadow work is speak size. It's really,
Okay, you wanna go?
No, you just said one life or five?
Five. It's at 5.
Oh, you got 5 more?
Yeah, I would want to be a lion. Why they saying I'm just
bitch?
Y'all are not.
You said a lion.
Yes, I would want to be. If I was, I would love to come back as a lion.
That bitch is a true Leo, honey.
Yes, definitely. I would love to come back as a lion and just live my best life and just tearing up the jungle. I would say the next one I would want to be like a wife and have like a bunch of kids. I want to see what that life is like. I would want to see what that life is like. That's really it for me. Yeah. I don't really have 5 lives I would love to live.
The ancestors are listening.
Girl, it's your turn.
Girl,
it's your turn. It's your turn.
Nothing,
it's your
girl.
turn.
Why we not rich and famous? Stop.
I'm going.
All that they went through, bitch, you asking them why we not rich and famous?
I'm just joking.
I'm going. Don't manifest that on me.
Defining moments. Look at your life experiences so far. What have been the defining moments or turning points? I feel like there's always turning points. Like there's been, several turning points in my life. So I'll just go back and I'll say like, I think my transition was a turning point in my life. It defined a lot of things in my life going further. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that I have a question for my ancestors. I think that I would just be thanking them for what they endured.
Amen.
So we could. I don't think there was a thing about a question. Like, how do you question what came before you?
What if they looked at you and said, "F your ass"?
Then I
would you ain't do the shit with me.
How did you?
No, I'm saying.
How did you like?
I would really want to give them a hug.
Yeah, like that's it. Like I don't think. I don't think like. How do you question someone who endured so much for what we have today?
No, but it can just be.
I don't think I have a question.
It don't have to mean you're questioning what they were doing. It's more you just want to know something, more knowledge, more information about
like
things.
Like, bitch, imagine like Rosa Parks or
I need the
somebody sitting here, bitch. It was so many questions.
I've been here, man.
I don't know.
Harriet Tubman, bitch. Like, how many people? Like
how many people did you kill, Harriet? How many people, Harriet? No, I don't like. That was pretty heavy. I'm not there now. Y'all could shoot me in the comments. I'm just not there right now.
She always talking to the comments.
Because they're gonna light me up. Oh, I can't answer it. I'm sorry.
I really enjoyed that last episode with Raquel Willis.
I did too. I love her.
Gosh, I love her energy. It was just so fab to me. She was first of all, she was sitting on toes.
She's beautiful.
Then
she reminds me of like a younger light-skinned Tracy Africa.
She kind of
favors her.
Gosh.
That could be
and
like
Evie Eve.
Yes, Evie
Eve. How you do that?
Evie.
So okay. But I wanted to tap into a conversation that we really didn't like. How do you guys feel about when people take things who you are and make it into this whole spell on what you're trying them or you're coming for them? You know how sometimes people use things that you do or assume things about your movements that is towards them. How do you guys feel about that?
I think that's more about them than me. Mm-hmm. Like, that says more about you and your insecurities that you're trying to brush off on me.
Right. Projection.
I mean, I agree. I definitely agree. People project a lot. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm still having the balancing act of like trying to, never really want to hurt anyone or like that's a tough thing that I carry because like you never want to offend no one intentionally. But sometimes people will paint this idea of who you are, and when you don't respond to them the way they need you to respond to them, then you become the villain in their story. And then they'll tell that to whoever give them an ear. But they've never even like had a chance to know you or even tried to develop anything. They just went off of what they see. Mm-hmm. And to them, like, oh, you're this, so you're supposed to treat me this way. because you Tempress, you the icon. You supposed to like
You didn't. You shaded me, really?
For real?
Like, bro.
But for
that's
me,
why I don't
I'm
like
so
y'all.
flat out.
You know?
It really is so irky for me because I'm flat. I'm so forward. So if I don't like you, you probably know it. Like, we don't talk. Like, if we don't, like, I'm not fake. Like, we're not gonna sit there and, hey, Kiki, la, 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 and then I walk away and I don't like you. So if I don't like you, like, I don't put on to act like I like anybody. Like, we don't have to speak if we don't speak. Just keep it moving. That doesn't mean I don't like you. That doesn't mean that we just don't, we don't rock. Like, but to just make up things and stuff like that, or just come up with your own ideas because you're not able to be in my vicinity to really get the real me, that's a problem that you have.
Yeah, I feel like it's big projection. It's big loser energy. I used to be one of the people that was just like Tabytha, where I didn't want to hurt people's feelings because I understood what that felt like. But I had to come, especially when I wanted to heal in life, I had to learn that, baby, that's your life. You feeling some type of way, you got to go seek help. I can't focus on whether you like me or not. I honestly don't care now. I'm at the place in my life I can give two fucks whether you like me or not. I can care less if you think I'm throwing it. I don't care if you think I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. I'm in a room. I feel amazing. I'm blessed. I'm here. You should be feeling it. You should. What I'm feeling like, you should go figure out how you can get like that.
Ooh.
Not trying to turn my energy down because you don't see your own light. That have nothing to do with me. And I really used to break myself. I used to go home after balls like, oh my God, my friends would call me like, oh, this person felt like you was being shady because you walked past. What if I didn't see them? What if I didn't notice you?
And that's a lot
what
of
if I was in my head? Like, what if I just
what if
me and my ex just broke up? Like, what if it was a situation? I'm normal, baby. Like, what they gotta like stop projecting? Like, it's just. But
y'all don't know. I had like fake beef with a lot of people.
But I'm also at the point that I realized that. Like some people are not compatible with you,
right? And
I'm okay with that. Where some people were like, oh yeah, I don't think like we don't speak no more. We don't, because I feel like we're always. I'm not doing that. We gotta keep doing that. It's obviously it's not working. We're not compatible. You don't like who I am, and I don't like the type of person that you are. But there's people that's gonna love who you are. I just don't want to mesh with that type of energy, and I have the right to do that. If you feel a way about that, you gotta ask God, babe, because I moved on.
And then sometimes it's like right now where I am, like if you don't get along with me, then really that's just you, because I'm in such a positive and happy space. But there are some times that I may have realized that maybe I was going through something in my life.
I definitely was.
You know what I'm saying? So when I was going through something in my life, I may not have had the I may not have been able to, I maybe didn't give you grace because I didn't have it. Like and it was like, I'm just not dealing with these type of people or something. But like, cause I can say that there was times that I may have responded in a different way than I would now.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like.
It's crazy because it goes to show that none of us is exempt from that.
No.
They put so much pressure on people.
No, it's crazy that they do, because I remember we had almost a spat because someone felt that way, until like when we had the conversation about why I would feel that way. But people just really think that you're supposed to do something and that's for them, not considering you, not considering what you're going through. And you know that at the time when I went to the bar, the incident that happened, I'm like, these things are just crazy. Like, I could totally be going through something and just want to be in community because I need this right now. But you need me to show up in the way for you to make you feel better about me, not even checking in to see if I'm okay.
That's real. It was this one time, I'll never forget. It was me and my son. We was in a room, and he was on the phone with his little piece, whatever, and it was on like FaceTime, so I can hear the whole conversation. And the boy was just like, oh yeah, I want my mother. He was like, oh, I don't like her. And he was just saying like, he was like, yeah, because my friend don't like her, so I don't like her, da 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 da. And back then I was young and I was just like, so like, just wanted to be liked by everybody. I did because I thought this was such an amazing place. I thought I wanted to be nice to everybody, but I started to realize, I'm like, I don't even know, like, that's weird. Actually, I'm like, now I'm like, I actually want to run away from those type of people. When I notice that, I'm running the other way because you have a bad.
Because no matter what you do, you're not gonna please everybody. So somebody's always gonna have like an issue or problem. So if you just don't stay true to you, then you're gonna be in a world of trouble trying to just be who you are. So yeah, you want to go ahead and bring our guests on?
No, I do want to have. I do have one more question for y'all. So it is Women's Month, right? So I wanted to ask you both, who are some women that influenced you and why?
For me, it's a few, but I would say like my grandmother, and I would say my mother. They just showed like strength and resilience, and just overcame and still stood strong in who they are and who they were. In my grandmother's case. So yeah, like yeah, my grandmother, and my mother, and I mean most of the women in my family, my aunts. I mean, it's a lot of people. So it's a lot of people for me. But shout out to my grandmother, rest in peace, and my mom, and my aunt Patrice.
You better start naming them.
Okay.
Don't stop.
Like, oh, you ain't say me.
You ain't say my name. That's why.
No, but for real, those are women who definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I definitely want to shout out to all the beautiful women out there doing a big one out there. Y'all are amazing. But I remember, it was funny. We had this conversation our first season. So I definitely gave those women their roses. So I want to give someone else, which is my aunt, Michelle. She was someone that her love flowed. It wasn't conditional. It was like, it was for everybody. She loved everyone, everything. She showed up the same way all the time, and I love that. It was just so, as a growing up as a young person who was so sheltered and quiet, to see someone love me no matter what, not having that from a lot of other people, and her doing that, it was so beautiful to me. That showed me a different type of individual, especially in that time.
I got an Aunt Michelle too, but
Benji, my arm is Benji Khan.
We on the outs.
She be right. She was out the window. She was in the projects out the window. She be the one that's out the window, Ken.
But I love you, Michelle.
See, when we think about, like, when you say like that, there are names that I've said on here before too, and like when I thought about that, those were like some of the same names. But in hindsight, there are two other women who, influenced me in some way, and at times, when there's so many, you forget to name some. So I want to say Tatiana Moten and Janelle. I remember when I was at the lowest point and I was really feeling bad, and we went to this leadership retreat, and I felt like everybody was looking at me and treating me weird because I had fell. And like I just wasn't on my A game. I had just lost my job. Like I was going through a really rough time, and sometimes we go through that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Janelle on here too. And shout out to both of them, but
yes, she's having seen.
Well, no. I remember us being at this leadership retreat, and the reason why this came to me because I was scrolling through my pictures, and there's a picture of us. And I remember like going into Tati's room to get ready because she had to give a presentation. And they just started like giving me lashes and like trying to help me pull up my confidence.
I love that.
And when I walked in the room, it was like they saw Tabytha again. And everybody was like, Tabytha, Tabytha. But I was with them in that room. And I don't think they knew how much that moment meant to me. So those are women.
Shout out to them. They doing their big ones too.
She
Like,
made me want to pour into someone else.
Yeah,
I got to know because I got to give her roses. Mika, the icon Mika. We was in Australia together. And I have famous stories with all the Fab Femme queens. I felt like, bitch, I was ushered it correctly. But I felt like we was in Australia, and we had this fab moment. Like we talked for like 5 hours in a room. Like we were just sitting in a room talking for 5 hours straight, just talking. And I just felt like I was talking to my therapist. It was so bad. And it's just like, and that moment touched me forever. Like we have that bond, that type of understanding with each other that I don't think we will ever forget. Like and whenever we see each other, we just like, it's just automatically we get it,
That's dope. Well, it's going to be past Women's Day, but happy Women's Day and happy Women's Month.
Right. Yeah. It's Women's Year.
Okay.
Yeah. Y'all ready to turn up?
Yeah, let's turn up.
Let's bring the party boys out.
It's the party. It's the party. It's the party. Yay. It's the party. It's the party. But here she goes.
That's Dollar Mo, girl.
Move over.
Shout out to Dollar Mo.
Shout outs to Dollar Mo.
We on break.
You don't shout him out because you ain't send me no pack. You ain't send me no package.
We'll be back.
See, she thought it was
already at the club.
And keep this in there. Keep this.
This is Femme Queen, crazy, sexy, cool. Don't you forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, press the bell so you can get your notifications, darling. Welcome back. We have Malawtic, William, and Sailey.
Yes.
What's up, y'all? We're going to let y'all introduce yourselves since y'all, you know what I'm saying.
And
Let's start from you, Sailey. Break it down. What's up?
What's the tea, y'all? Thank you for
goody?
having me. I'm Sailey. I am an art director, event curator, producer, and I'm also the co-founder of Tens Magazine.
Yes. Come on, Tim.
Thank you for
Yeah.
coming.
My name is William Lockhart, but everyone knows me as Moody or the international father of the iconic house of Chanel. I'm also an event curator. I do photography. I'm just an all-around artist, so whatever you could think of, I can do it.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
My name is Romeo. I go by Malawtic, Malawtic Surreal. I am a brand developer. I specialize in marketing, concept and nightlife, and I'm a curator. I think I'm more of a curator and influencer than a promoter. I am also the CEO and founder of a new event called Skin Out Saturdays. I do multiple events where I'm hosting or curating for the event and booking artists and influencers to impact that party. So, and overall, I bring the ladies some flowers.
Thank you.
Roses is fat.
Thank you.
Oh, it smells so nice.
Love a rose.
Okay.
A rose is still a rose.
So how long have y'all been in the business? Like, how long have you been in the nightlife?
For me, I started, I first went to a club in 2006, and I think I got established as like, you go up the ascension, you become the girl and you become, familiar. 2010, around that time, I think you go from, when is the first time you see your name on a flyer, right? It's like, I think it's a good start to know when you're getting started. 2012, like saying like, okay, through Escolita and my crash and parties like that was my journey to like throwing my own parties around the same time, like 2015, like my own events. And then Tens came around 2000, Tens is 2017.
And yours was mostly kind of focused around ballroom, or came from ballroom?
Well, no, so it's all around. So like, I think I got my start with the black and brown scene through Escolita and the big band circuit, Escolita, all of that. And then around 2012, I started to expand my demo. So I started doing like the Lady Fag parties and like Suzanne Barsh and Frankie Sharp and Battle Him and those parties. So like both sides, like any aspect of nightlife in New York City, like I've had some piece of it, some part of it, hosting and shooting it through the event photography. So like, all different realms of like nightlife.
What made you get into that? I mean, what made you get into this industry?
I mean, all around artistic. By day, I'm an art director, so I do photo shoots and campaigns. So I'm always had a visual eye. And then in the nightlife area, I was like, okay, so there's a film called Trick. It's from 1979. That was like one of the first pieces of gay media I like saw in high school. It's like this unassuming, like boring guy, and then he gets like caught up in like going to the nightclub for the first time. I saw that and I was like, I want that. But like the whole like walking through the club for the first time and like kissing on the cheeks and that like, I was like, I don't know what that is, but I need to find that mystic. I want to be the sissy in the club walking through this thing. Like,
Okay.
that drew me. And I've seen it on DVD, like VHS. Like I was like, okay, I gotta go do that. And then, like, you work your way. I started doing the photography for the clubs, and I shot the flyers for the Escolita and the Rumble Balls, and like,
You did Rumble, yes.
all,
Yes.
you in the archives.
Yes, that's how
All y'all are in the archives.
I know I shot one.
Yeah.
I remember with what's his name?
The guy that
Mizrahi, Rashad.
Yeah,
Rashad did it.
all of the, so any of the Rumble Ball flyers, the Vogue Night flyers, I did those, the event photography, and then working and like creating the event spaces, the concepts for parties, like that like drew me. Just creating space for things I wanted to see or expanding things that already were there and existed.
And what about you, William? How long have you
So mine is an interesting story. So I'm originally from Wilmington, Delaware. So I ended up going to Baltimore. I want to say it was called the Paradox.
Yeah,
That's the
Yes,
club. Yeah. So
that's the place.
I was 18, and that was my first club that I ever went to. And the funny thing about it is when I went to that club, it was a ball going on, but I didn't know nothing about ballroom. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was a little scared, honestly. From there, I ended up going to college in Miami, and I started going to clubs. Still was not into the nightlife. I joined a fraternity, so I was just throwing parties with them. From there, I ended up coming back up to Delaware and then eventually going to Atlanta. I started working at this place called Wet Willie's, where I actually met a lot of people that's in ballroom right now. I actually met Vinny down there. And I started getting kind of a feel of the nightlife scene. Then I moved up to New York City, and my first club I went to was Esco's. That night, I actually lost my phone, so I was over it. I was so over it. Yeah. And I was like, somebody stole my damn phone, but it was what it was. And then it was another party. That was during the time when the Hot Boys were doing their thing. So I ended up going to their party. Yeah.
Culture Club.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Rich, all them. So
shout out to you, Reg.
shout out to Rich. I went to one of their parties and I just looked around. I was like, I could do this. I could see myself doing this one day, like throwing parties. But that never happened until I ended up working at LeBain. And, I was just working as a server, just helping everyone out, getting their bottles and all that. And then there was this particular party called Dance, Dance, Dance that's held every Wednesday at LeBain. And they were dancing.
That's the best night of the week.
The best night of the week. They were dancing, and I just got in the middle, and I started battling while I'm still in my uniform, battling, dancing, everything. And then they just took me on. So what really got me into it was when I threw a ball at LeBain. And once I threw a ball at LeBain, when I got hired, my boss had asked me, he said, can you throw a ball here one day? This was like 4 years ago. And I said, I got you. We'll see when it happens. I ended up throwing the ball, and I integrated like all the people from the ballroom scene into coming in that particular night. Usually that night is just for, not just going to say particularly straight people, but you don't really see too many of the girls there. Maybe if you do see them, it'll be a Tuesday night, which is like a Suzanne Barsh night. But after the first ball, the scene just started coming. And at that point, I'm like, look, let me get into the party scene, nightlife scene, and really start doing what I have to do. I started realizing connecting the dots, which is something I always say people don't do often, is connect the dots in life. Like, what is my purpose? And I started connecting the dots and realizing, okay, nightlife is my thing. And from there, my boss just gave me the leeway, started connecting with different party promoters, Malawtic, Sailey, Lambda, different places. And if they need a party, if they need me to just come and host, I would be there.
And Melodic, and we go way back.
Yes, way back. Literally. Literally.
So how long have you been into the party scene?
So to be honest, I've lost count, but I threw my first. To be honest, I threw my first birthday party that I feel like I was cursed and a blessing. Probably was like.
You're a Pisces too, right?
No way.
You're not a Pisces?
No offense to you guys. I'll never be a Pisces.
But I know it is.
I'm a Pisces.
Pisces is so different.
What's your sign?
Capricorn.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
should have stayed quiet.
No, for real, no.
That's cap. They be capping.
No, Capricorn. We're the opposite of Capricorn, but
They tell it like this.
Pisces, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first birthday party was in the summer. I was in high school still, and I had a block party, and the cops shut it down. It was like something out of a movie. And from there, I never really thought I would end up in the nightlife scene or doing clubs and parties. I started off from being a party boy to an MC, and from an MC into doing curation. And that was kind of my journey from like even early 2000s, straight out of high school, going to karate club in Harlem and being the youngest MC at my time, in my era, going to balls and getting on the microphone and chanting and learning that. But I still was technically DL. So me doing that and still kind of sneaking off into music industry events and going into straight clubs, I saw a major difference. And I also saw the disrespect for the girls I considered my partners and my sisters and friends. Even in the gay scene, when I went to Rich's party in the Culture Club, I was still really, really young. but they despised. They were trying to raise me up to be like the next, boys in the club and our family, and they despised female figures. They despised trans women, and they didn't book them. For me, in my era after Big Ben, I was the first person of color to incorporate the concept of having female figures, black trans women, host and be a part of it, not just to be around at the party, but actually host, get on the microphone and be, making a check. And I thrived off of that. When I got to boxers, finally, they gave me the opportunity to start off as an MC. It was very uncomfortable. I worked with a couple of other promoters that were not giving me my flowers, once again, similar to the ballroom scene. And so I kind of just took charge and said, maybe this is not the position for me. And if I do come in, this is how much I want and need. And I don't need other people right now. And so I started from scratch to prove myself. And I've been doing that for about 3 years now. And winters in New York City was the hardest time. And once I proved myself every winter, I'm like, if I could sustain through winter and have this packed out and reach my quota over 10K at a bar, this is lucrative business for me. So now I'm branching out. I'm doing more events all over these last 2 years, different clubs. I go in as a main host. I curated, I book people, book the DJ, and it makes me feel good because I think I'm going to leave behind a legacy that's different from when I go to just a ball or other guys doing their thing. For me, I'm in my own lane. So
you have like different personalities. I remember you came forth with like different personalities and stuff. I don't know if that was for music or if that was a part of promoting. What was that? Explain.
Well, you would have to define what do you consider different personalities. Is it?
So one time I don't know what the name, if you had different names for the personalities. You remember you had like, you used to do like this whole like look like.
I'm still not. You're being very vague. I don't know. Just say what you gotta say. What's up? Say what you gotta
I
say.
didn't say drag. Was it like a?
I've never done drag. So in ballroom scene, you're hilarious.
No,
But in the ballroom scene, my first, I fell in, because I'm a creative. I came straight out of school from art school, but I went into doing Bazaar. And so Bazaar, like I had an aluminum foil dress when I won my first grand prize in the house. A lot of people don't know that. Then I transitioned into that and started going to like realness, runners with a twist. I did a lot. I just wanted to dabble in so it was fun for me. That was my alter ego.
I wasn't talking about for ballroom, but I thought at one point you had like a persona in like the club scene. You didn't?
Never had a different persona in the club scene.
You didn't? You wasn't doing music at one point?
I did music, but I never changed.
You never did like looks?
No.
Oh, wow.
Maybe that was me.
I did. You're mixing it up.
I did.
Maybe I'm mixing it up. Oh my God.
I got a thing sometimes.
So I did notice that they didn't really support the trans girls, but it was just a lost cause because the girls always brought the people out because we probably had the bag. Like we was the people that paid for the drinks. We still got the bottles. And Rich, we was actually got in a cab one time from Christopher Street together, and from there we have always been just locked in. Yeah, and Rich, he was just like, I want you to come to my party. And ever since, I remember I hosted my first party at his thing with Jocelyn Hernandez. She was having a party and we hosted it. And I would say, like, I don't remember, like, I definitely want to give him his roses because he definitely, at first, I'm pretty sure I definitely heard what you said. The Hot Boys was definitely, they really didn't feature the girls like that and coming into their spaces. They definitely didn't want us in their space.
Not the Hot Boys.
The Hot Boys come from Rich. He's basically the godfather.
But it was a bunch of them.
A lot.
No, you can be around, that's the idea. You can be around them. They were like dolls. They look at female figures like dolls and they were able to be around, but they were not involved in hosting.
Were coming to the clubs, when the girls are coming in the clubs, it did make them, you can notice the gay men felt a way about it. Like you can tell, but
of course,
Rich, like one thing I loved about him is that he didn't care. Like
he was a pioneer,
and because we literally brought that party was crazy that night. That party was crazy, and ever since then, he always made sure that somebody from the from the trans community showed up for him. So I definitely want to give him his roses because he definitely poured into the community. My first question is to you, Will. Being that you're into ballroom as well, you're Chanel, right? How do you separate that from your industry? I know sometimes people be like, "Oh, you gonna get me in for free? You gonna da-da-da-da-da?"
All the time.
Like, how do you separate the two?
It's kind of difficult because I'm still going to look out for my community regardless. I would say at one point, especially I'm gonna base it off of LeBain. At one point, you couldn't get through the door if you weren't one of the girls, if you didn't have a look on. I feel like after a certain point, especially when I was mentioning when I had my ball, after a certain point, they just didn't care anymore. You can come in there with a t-shirt and some jeans on, and they're just gonna let you in. I feel like they started becoming more inclusive.
Because it was not like that.
It was not like that.
We
at
were
all.
having a conversation.
We were just having a conversation about that. I do, I'm not gonna lie and say it's not oftentimes people come in and ask to be put on the list or ask me for free drinks or anything like that. And most of the time I just tell them, no, you're getting into a club for free. You're able to enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself. Now, there are people, I do pay attention to the people that do look out for me in other instances. But, I'm constantly dealing with people coming in asking for something.
Okay.
So, hearing the story that you said Rich was the first one that kind of like made space.
Well, I don't know if I just want to.
For you, your experience, that created
yeah.
space for you. That's always been a consensus, even from when I used to go to the clubs. Like, we had a bunch of clubs, like Tracks. We had clubs, but the girls felt celebrated in those spaces. Those were predominantly Black spaces.
Yeah.
All of you having some experience in nightlife. What are your thoughts around trans women in the nightlife and being socially accepted in that space?
For me, going through the escalator system and going through like equally like the Lady Fag, like club kid system, I've been very impacted by having the femme experience and having the girls and giving looks, more from the look sense. Like, the girls in the building, they're gonna carry, they're gonna give you, they're gonna show up and really give it. So like, that's been a large part of what I do as a curator or finding new talent. Like, my favorite thing is like, okay, mister, you never been to a club, you never been to this party? Bring your 5 girlfriends, we're gonna try you out, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. And like we all love Kim. But Mister, come on, let's try hosting. You out here, all this personality. Let's see if you can transform that personality into a nightlife host and see if you like it. She does post like, okay, you were the first person to have me as a host. That's been my kind of thing. We just talk about like the Battle Hymn. Never been to Battle Hymn? Miss Thing, they love the girls at the Battle Hymn, Miss Thing, but you never had someone to like be the bridge to invite you to this other kind of space. Girl, come on. We have a bottle, it's safe, no one's gonna bother you there. I think that there's just this hesitation to some of the patrons. Just like what you kind of talk like about, Rich may be for it, but some of the guests may be like, I don't know. I don't know. Because they're looking for a particular kind of experience. I think Nightlife is about the kind of experience you're seeking.
They want meat.
They want me. Okay. But they want that.
They want to list options.
They want that. So it's about expanding. It's also about like expanding your palette for nightlife. There's not just one kind of bar. There's not just one kind of party. So if you're going to, like this one part that you like, no, okay, you don't find your comfort in this one part that your friends go to, Miss Thing will go look around. Yeah. My biggest criticism of nightlife is the girls don't look around for what.
But is there a lot, especially like now, I'm noticing that a lot of clubs are closing. Like usually it's some like, how do y'all, what's the difference from like before when we got different parties to go to now what's happening is like clubs
I think it's about, for me, it's about being strategic with knowing that. For instance, I'll speak on certain parties. LeBain, let's start with that, with Dance Dance Dance. We have Connie, the supermodel. She's at the door.
Shout out to Connie
Fleming.
Original Nightlife.
So, like, for instance, she's going to be on a panel for my upcoming ball that's coming up. People like that, like, I'll have conversations with her on the side. Like, if you see any of my girls, just make sure they get in. Like, take care of them when they get to the door. I'll have little conversations with her about that. Or I'll invite people to certain parties, like we have Everyday People. I'm sure you've heard of that. I love the places like Everyday People and Dance 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 because it's a free-for-all. It's not whether you're trans, whether you're straight, whether you're gay or anything like that. It's just come have fun. No one's looking at you like you're crazy. Everyone's dancing, enjoying themselves. I try to make sure that I invite people to those type of spaces so you could just feel included to just have fun, not feel ostracized from anything that's going on.
And to kind of piggyback off of that, I don't want to play the devil advocate, but I hear what everyone's saying. I think I don't want to lose focus on bringing up some important factors. One important factor is that we went through the pandemic, and I don't know if it's called cabin fever, but there's a term for it. We got so used and accustomed to being inside that it transitioned to whatever was before, people going out feeling comfortable, it now caused trauma, and so you kind of was hesitating to going into these spaces that you probably felt once before safe. So it gave the opportunity to say, hey, new promoters are coming in. It's also a new generation and a new time. In this era, within the last maybe 4 to 5 years, the ideology of a woman being dominant has been more accepting. And that has come along with transgender women. And
not really. We're more soft than cons.
Okay. We can be soft and kind and still be the dominant partner, which is beautiful.
That's bad, but that's not. I don't think you're talking for. No,
I
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, we have females fighting on TV. We finally have transgender women on TV, and I think that's beautiful. I think that we can have a show like this where you can see 3 beautiful women talking and conversating. I never had that growing up. That's just, a dream, and we're walking in the reality of that right now. And with that being said, also, we're into a space that we might call this, yes, a safe space, but this is usually a white space. I can't tell you how many club owners are Black club owners, how many trans women are in that industry, how many trans men, trans in general, are incorporated into nightlife and feel comfortable there. So making it a lucrative business and saying that you're just either a host or somebody that's curating, once again, in a space that we might deem safe, it's not really safe.
It's not
and it's temporary.
Which leads me to my question, because the hosting, right? So when y'all say we're bringing them there and they're hosting, what monetary gain do they get out of showing up?
They should be a pay for the host. If it's a scenario, well, okay, it's your birthday, we bring you on to enjoy your birthday, you get a bottle in your free list, that's one thing. But if we are bringing you into a space and you are limiting the flyer and you're expected to bring a certain number of people, there's a negotiation for your rate. Now, if you're a beginner and your first time, don't expect to get But there's an introductory rate and there's a system that's followed. Just like any job, you are expected to deliver a certain amount of things. And then that's that,
Oh, you want to go to the club?
And then that's that,
I agree with that, especially for a certain extent, especially if you're starting out. I think hosting, people have the ideology of that everybody's a host. Everyone's not a host for me. That's where we probably differ at. I feel like if you're just coming in, you want to bring 4 or 5 of your friends to a club and a table, that means nothing to me. I need to pack out a venue and I need to hit numbers. And that's what it is at the end of the day. If I cannot hit my personal goal, this contract, it don't make no sense. You bring 4 or 5 friends that drink for free on me.
I agree with that. I think there's also a disconnect with.
You got to bring money in the built in.
There's a difference between the intergenerational, going back to Escalita, I learned the ways to navigate as a nightlife personality and a host. And there's certain things that are expected. Now, if you go into the club and you show up by yourself, okay, you already started off wrong. When I go to a club, if I'm hosting for someone else, you're supposed to come through with 5, 10 people. You go through, you walk in, that's the presence. When you take your picture, okay, when the cameraman come by, okay, Miss Thing, now that's your receipt. You did your job. If nothing else, I can always show up and say, look at me, my 10 girlfriends right in the picture, Miss Thing. That's it. And people don't think about those kind of things as a host. Having a good time, that's the surface, but at the end, it's still a business. And that's why the clubs are closing, because people get caught up in the good time. It's the business of the good time.
But I think people need to learn how to have a balance to partying and nightlife and actually your personal life and your business. A lot of people get out and they're partying, they start getting into the drugs, start getting drunk
That was my next question.
They start getting drunk every other weekend, and you're not looking at it as a business at the end of the day. If I'm out, I'll be honest, I really do not like to party. I'm an introvert, I like to stay to myself. I find out
people say that, what the hell?
It's the truth.
I'm an introvert, extrovert.
I hate that. I hate that. I hate that.
What?
That people go out and they could be, and for me, it's like pick or choose. Like if I'm gonna go to your spot or your ball, I'll be like, I know exactly what I'm looking for. Like for a while, that's why I even started doing my parties, and I don't want to, toot my own horn, but if you go to a party, I want to get trashed. Not drunk in the sense of getting trashed. I don't even drink anymore, to be honest. But I want to have the best time that I spent my money on with my friends. I did not come to your club to stand around and look at who has the fanciest shoes up in here.
Yeah, see, that's the new thing. I think once the internet came and once the, now, that's the culture, taking videos before, which we used to party, bitch. Like, come on, party. But that's what I was going to say. Do you think peer pressure?
Yeah, that's the difference between, see, we have to separate that. That's the difference between being a host. If you're asking me to be a host for your party, then of course I'm going to come out and I'm going to party and I'm going to come and carry. But if I'm curating the experience for you, I want you to enjoy your experience, and I want to make sure, because for instance, my boss just asked me for the ball that I'm throwing. He was like, do you really want to be on the schedule? And then my other boss, he was like, Will, the whole time he's going to be there, he's going to be focused on this is my job, and he's working. So for me, it's hard to be partying and getting drunk at my job the whole time. I'm trying to make sure y'all not over here fighting. Yeah. Or I'm trying to make sure y'all not over here smoking when you're supposed to be on the roof.
Right, but is that something that was a learned behavior? Like, because is it like a peer pressure, especially being in the nightlife, to fall into partying and drugs?
Sometimes
and
I just look at I look around, look at the girls and see what it's doing to them, and I say, I don't want that for myself.
So you never had that,
No, I've partied, but drugs, I don't do drugs. Anything I did was smoke weed, but in terms of getting drunk, I've gotten, drunk, but then it's learned experiences. You learn, I don't want to be walking to the train and now I'm sitting there slumped over and almost getting hit by the train. I start thinking about those things.
Listen.
We don't judge, we listen.
Why you doing it? Listen. For me, right, I can't, that's what I said, for me, everybody lives their own life, their own lane. I don't party hard no more, I'm not a party boy. And it's crazy, on a serious topic, I've recently had kidney failure within the last maybe almost a year now. And starting dialysis was a drastic change, traumatic for me to go around and go into dialysis 3 days a week, balancing that with my nightlife, curating spaces here and in other cities like Miami and now Atlanta. I was a party boy. I did drugs for so long. I started drugs as a teenager. And yes, the peer pressure was there, but doing certain drugs brought me closer to an understanding and wisdom beyond my time. I was already partying with celebrities at 19. I was already in music industry and behind the scenes and partying with the big bands when big band, there was a personal relationship, not me just working there or knowing people. I was already one of the factors of New York City prior to making my name. You know what I mean?
I would say the drug thing. I think a lot of people skate around the idea that, drugs is a part of nightlife. Drinking and drugs is just undeniable. Now, how much you take and how much you do and how much you use, that is the discretionary part. My friend's key, when we get the bottle, I don't drink. That's like pretty much a known nightlife fact that I'm not a drinker. If I do, I have one drink and it's tequila pineapple. Boom, right there, that's it. But it's like, okay, Miss Thing, do your things. I'm not gonna judge you, read you, but if you knock over the bottle, now Miss Thing, I'm calling security for you and your friends to leave the section.
It's time to go,
because now you.
What's your zodiac?
I'm a Cancer.
Cancer.
Now you messing up the good time and you're impacting the party and the life of the party, because also what's gonna happen next? You done tipped over the bottle, the bottle done spilled on someone's shoes, and now the security coming, now you're fighting outside. So now the police is coming.
Stop scrolling. Like, click, and subscribe to Femme Queen Crazy, Sexy, Cool. And don't forget, hit the button at the right side so you'll be notified of our next episode.
So I have a question. What do you guys, because of the decline of nightlife, what do you think the club scene may need to up the ante?
A reset, which is going to happen.
A reset in what sense?
A reset needs to happen and will happen because there's not as many spaces. Over the last, and I've been talking about this, I've been ringing the bell on this for last year. Over the last 12 months, we've seen the closure of 10 spaces. And 6 of those has been the last 2 months. So, and the buzz, we're gonna see 5 more for springtime because it's not working. Yeah. So I think we're gonna see a lot of compression of the scene. Miss Thing, you do not party up there that's only having 100 people. You have a party over there that's having 50 people. Okay, y'all two gotta come together. Yeah. Or this owner is gonna happen.
I think that's what happened too. Like a lot of people started having, especially I noticed on the holidays and stuff. You have all these parties to go to instead of people coming
together and doing it together.
A couple of them, so that you know what I'm saying, because it gets so spread out that it's like, child.
I think it was one time that happened.
Easy. It's easier said than done, but it's not. Yeah. And you got to understand too. This is for me, right? I always tell people whether they're walking a ball or they're about to do an event, it's like putting out an album. Every album. I don't know how to explain it, but if you think about Lady Gaga, like, giving us an album, each album has a concept, it's a demographic. These events have a demographic. I can't go do my party and team up with that other nightlife producer and say that it's gonna work because those demographics clash. Yeah. It's like when I sit down now with even the owners of again, a white space, they might say we want a people of color party. They don't know what kind of people. It's so many, different sections in the people of color.
Like, okay, the blacks should come together. Do the black night.
Do a black night.
Do the black night.
What I think, from my opinion, I was in a club. I was in a club every week, sometimes 3 times a week.
Well, you say that like it's a shame, and you chucked me. Why is that bad?
I'm not ashamed, but as a
party, Diane.
I'm around a bunch of but what I noticed even around the pandemic, everyone shifted to like Atlanta and Miami. I mean, people were flying. The flights was $20, $50, literally. Yeah. So people would fly to Atlanta for the weekend or Miami for the weekend and party because those were the only places that were open. And I noticed most of the clubs were very stand on the wall. That's very Atlanta. Atlanta's very stand on the wall.
Intersection.
In New York, 9 times out of 10 of you, makeup is off. Your shoes is broken because you had such a good time. That's what it was a New York thing. Mm-hmm. So I feel like
Atlanta was like that, bitch.
Back in the day, like 2008, when I lived there.
You ain't gonna do that to me.
No, when the 2010, it was horrible. I was just like, give me out this ass play.
Because you spent your money. Something you gotta also understand too is about the mindset of a person. Like I know when I go out, I want to spend my money.
You just said the introverts.
I said I do not like the introverts.
Right, that's the introvert. They stand on the wall.
I do. Those are the opposite of what I want to do. I don't want to hang with people that go out to watch other people. Like when I get on the microphone, I say get in the field. I'm talking about actually getting in the field, hollering at that person on the dance floor, buying somebody a drink. Those cultural ideas and concepts, especially in the gay nightlife, has to change. And somebody has to inject them. We have to learn how to be men again. We have to learn how to present ourselves as a certain type of women and what you will accept and what you won't accept. I don't want to be in a space where I'm absolutely uncomfortable around uncomfortable people. I'm looking at you, you looking at my shoes. I ain't come for that.
But maybe they're looking at you because they want. I feel like I think that's
I'm stuck on that. I'm stuck on that. We got to get back to being men and women need.
Of course.
What does that mean? Like, can you break?
But you know what it means.
Okay, wait a minute.
Just break it down.
I know personally that you're in a relationship.
Break that down, right?
I'm gonna break it down.
Yes.
I know personally that you're in a relationship. Yes.
Yes.
Are you in a relationship?
No.
Are you in a relationship?
I'm here, there.
Okay. Bad. I don't know if they're gonna bleep me out, but bad bitches. Bad bitches. This is just no questions asked. Bad bitches. I would say probably 1 out of every 10 group of bad bitches or even bad niggas are in a relationship. And it's not because they don't want to, it's because they haven't found that counterpart. When you're going out, I don't care who you are and what you present. Everybody wants to find their soulmate or a person that at least correspond with them on a level where they can at least have sex on a regular.
The DJ is calling.
That's why you're going out. You'll stay home and be content.
The DJs is playing.
I'm not going out
reading the room
to leave alone.
That'd be a thing sometimes.
So you think that everybody who goes out is going out to meet someone?
Everyone who's going out and spend their money with the subconscious of meeting someone.
I agree with that.
No one.
That's always been an underlying driving factor for nightlife.
The DJ is not reading.
Listen, when I started liking girls,
the DJ literally put a CD on that they could play at the same week. It's like you get tired of that. As a person I go to the club to dance. I don't really go to the club to really find them.
Your entire nature is sex. You are sexy walking in the building.
But that don't mean that I want a man. I'm gonna get that. That's a natural thing. That's natural. That's automatic. I'm not worried about that. But me personally, I'm going to the club to dance. I'm going to the club to hear oh, I just heard this new Nicki song. That's what I want to hear in the club tonight. Let's go have fun.
Stand
That's
on some
my
couches
vibe.
and
I
find
don't
your
hear
vibe.
in the club. They don't break music in the club no more. They don't do
But
stuff
what are
like
those
that anymore.
clubs?
They don't have
I don't
that.
know where
You
you're
were
going,
what
but
else was though?
I have the
I'm
best
saying,
DJs in New
like,
York
all these
City.
different types of clubs.
I'm not gonna throw people under the bus, but I definitely feel like when I go to clubs,
You hear the same
it's
music all the
it's
time.
The same replay.
I think we need
I
to
curate-
expand too. Some
And
of
it's
the
the
clubs
same.
are
And I'm a
literal.
music girl. Like I'm very musical. Like I'm a dancer. These are the things that I do, and I notice it's the same. It's a replay. Keisha Cole.
If you got $50, put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Well, you have to have DJ and you have to curate to the point where they actually,
Read the
you send in
room.
songs and stuff. And like I said, I actually go out and I take pride in knowing new songs and new artists and what the people are listening to. You've been to Hot Sauce on a Friday, and I'm seeing you turn all the way up. I've seen you when I was at Hush.
But you definitely have the DJs that are going to play some stuff.
But I also took what happened when I was going out in the club for a long time in New York City. A lot of the black gay clubs was using the same DJs. And they was playing the same
Wasn't we
music.
just talking
every
about
You need a
single
gatekeeper
night.
about the
trying-
So I was like, I want
I don't rap rich. Let me stop.
the same backyard
No,
DJ.
it's the same
It's a
DJs
shame
all the
between
time.
like club promoters and stuff, like the.
Of course it is.
That's too big of a question.
Well,
No,
Of course there's shade.
and,
Of course there's shade.
Of
Yeah, it
course,
has to
because
be.
it's competition. Just like, okay, you the house of the house. Of course there's gonna be some shade because it's a competitive nature and it's the competitive market. So if you're throwing a party on Friday night and I'm throwing a party on Friday night, okay, who doing a party on Friday night?
Hey, can't no nigga battle me on a Friday night in New York
We'll
City.
see.
And it's giving you good night.
It's been done.
It's been good night. You might throw a party. You might throw a party, but it's never going to compete with what I'm
It's
doing
the
on a
different
Friday.
crowds,
done.
though.
And
It's
this
different
number,
crowds.
and
That
the
wasn't,
number,
that wasn't that. It's been
So
done.
what club? Okay, and y'all opinion.
and they're going to continue to be
If y'all
done.
wasn't hosting, what is your favorite club to go to? Realistically,
No longer
in New York,
exists.
huh?
No longer exists.
Right now, look, you have to say it.
So okay, so let's say
If you
my
was.
favorite party that I can go to and without a doubt
That's
have a
still
good
open
time
today.
is that Battle Hymn. Battle Hymn is my favorite part. I've never had a bad time at that party because the vibes are a certain type of. You can walk
What
in.
is that?
Flash
Lady-
Factory. Sunday night. Once a month, Sunday night.
Lady Factory,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been on that party since
That's in the city?
2016.
Yeah, that's in the city.
Never had a bad time. Always
You want to pop
done.
through?
that's like a white crown. Like
See
more-
that? And I would spell this.
you hit it on the
It
head.
is not a white party because it's house music. And the
I love
problem
that.
is, we talking about, it is a house music party. They play black music
They
for
do.
5 hours. Now the issue is the blacks choose not to
Oh, we
go
got
because
five?
they feel like it's a white party.
You mean all we
That-
got is 5 hours?
I mean, you know.
How long you want
Look,
Wait a minute, but what's black? What's black
Yeah,
music?
but I was gonna say that too. I was gonna say break the black.
So,
I'm just saying because he was
I will
like,
break this down.
y'all
There-
only
No, I
got
didn't know
5
what
hours
the
of
black,
black
what's black
music.
music.
There is a
We got
large
5?
Ain't that you like details?
There is a large discourse online about that, like, okay, black people going to circuit parties. Circuit parties are traditionally white experiences. I consider
Chelsea is
Battle
very
Hymn
bad.
a different experience because of the music that is played. It is deep house, it is soul house, it is black DJs, and it is black hosts. Now, is it the white folks' fault because they come there and they want to have the good time and spend their money? No. The blacks and the Latinos can go all they want, but they choose not to, or they're not aware. Just like you said, you go anywhere the party.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I done told you now. I'm gonna see you this month. Okay. Let's go. Come on,
I
let's
would
go.
say mine
Make me a
is
host.
Come on, we going.
mine is
I'll go.
everyday people.
I like to be paid to
Everyday
go
people.
out.
I like it.
Come on, we going.
I never been. My friend told me.
I've been to every.
Millionaire.
I
I heard
wanna go to every day.
Millie's
Say
being
before
there.
a sec.
My
Yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
it was a millionaire in there. Your turn.
What was
your
the question?
What's your favorite place to go to when you're not working? Just want to go out in the club in New York that's still open today.
My favorite club, damn. I don't have a favorite club, to be honest. I still just go to the same regular degulas, and I haven't experienced Pergola, but I have a feeling about watching it. I do my research. I'm probably
The
gonna like it.
restaurant?
Pergola has a party.
Pagoda is fat.
Yeah, I like places that I could get lost when I'm not at work.
I live for that.
I love getting lost when no one knows me and I could just be me and I
that's
can
the
meet
part that I
people.
like too.
I don't ask for favors. I was just saying this earlier this morning when I got out the club. I like to get out, go into a space where I'm not me, just for a moment. I really went there to escape. I want to escape in the music, escape in the fields, and that's what the customers want. They want to feel like, especially for their birthdays or something. They want to be like, I'm fab tonight. This is the one night I'm gonna spend my money and
Thank
feel
you
good.
for hosting
And-
my
Well, they're
birthday
telling us
party.
we
Thank
need to
you.
get to the
Yeah.
That
bar.
You're
party was
welcome.
really cute. That was
We
really
had
cute.
a good time, yeah.
And your
I mean, I
preference,
will
what
say this. The thing is about that I love so much about everyday people is people are actually dancing. Like you're not when I say I'm an introvert, like if I'm just seeing people sitting in the section and they got a bottle and it's just giving, I don't like all that. Like I like people to actually dance. Let's get the circles. The thing about everyday people is they hire dancers. Exactly.
I'm an introvert, extrovert. So if I'm outside, bitch, I'm outside.
Yeah, if I'm outside, I'm outside.
I actually see you had a good time. I was really shocked. Because I don't think you're like a fun girl.
See, we just talked about stereotypes and putting judging people.
I don't know why people say they don't judge. I judge everybody and judge everything, and I have no problem with that.
But I'm like one of the most fun girls. Like, I love to have a
I wouldn't know that.
I'm older now.
I wouldn't know that.
Now.
You don't look like a fun girl. If I was going somewhere and I
look
saw
like a fun girl?
you don't. I'm telling you the truth. If I
She be keying down. We would have a time.
Yeah, you might get to know that, but when the first time I ever saw you, I was like, "Is she human?" You don't know. When I see somebody who's so pretty, so gorgeous, so like pay attention to detail, and Tempress has a moment. Like Tempress has a moment where she'll stand still and look around the entire room and make you feel probably like this big.
Oh my God!
I've seen her do it. I've seen her in her battles. I've seen her, and I'm like, wow, what a presence. And I've seen that with so many different people, and I'm like, for me being fun, I don't know.
Yeah. I love LeBain and Boxer.
I like that.
Only on Wednesdays.
Only on Wednesdays. That's no shade to any other parties, but
we gotta get her to a Tuesday one time too, no shade.
A Tuesday is cute.
I like it because it's mixed on Wednesday.
But that's what I keep saying. It's so mixy. You don't know what
I
you're
like
going to
LeBain in the
get.
summer. I like it when the pool is open in the middle of the dance floor.
What night
I think
was?
it was like a Friday or something.
No, yeah, it's Wednesdays.
The
Is just a whole different vibe.
the go-bo.
Sorry, y'all.
They're telling us to go to the go-bo.
The conversations get good. We start. Let's get the go-bo.
We don't have a lot of time, y'all. We gotta get to the club.
Take a shot, or
Let's get to the go-bo, y'all.
Yeah, let's go.
This is Femme Queen, crazy, sexy, cool. And I need you all to like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to hit the bell button, because I'm going to be mad if you don't catch an episode. Mwah.
The go-bo, the go-bo. This bitch living in the go-bo. The go-bo, the go-bo. This bitch digging in the go-bo.
You are now tuning into the go-bo, and you don't want to miss this. The shade starts now.
And we're back with the go-bo. She don't play.
All right, what's up? Give me that song. What's up, the go?
No, we played that. We already did the jingle, and then it goes into it.
Oh, so I just give it
We
a...
recorded. We curated that part.
It's already curated.
They didn't
So take out 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, take out 3 with your name.
Take it with your name.
They didn't.
You can keep the bone. Right?
They didn't curate.
Keep it on for now,
They didn't
just,
curate
you
it
know.
the right way.
Pick one question at a time. If you don't answer it, drop it. One question at a time, you take a shot.
Oh, shit.
That's
Okay.
it.
All right, the first one says, cool. What, I don't know what the fuck this is. What would you give to young black queer people trying to get into party promoting?
What advice would you give to some?
What advice?
Yes.
Okay. Party promoting, it's really a job. It can turn into a lucrative business. Focus on the money and less of the partying. Like I said, health issues come when you're partying, focused on that partying every single time you have an event. That's not really promoting. I would say focus more on the money and try to be the best you can in your lane.
Okay. Got 2 more.
Shit, okay. Sexy. Talk about the time you had sex at your job and
What?
It's been a minute.
Oh,
It's been a minute. I'm trying to think when last I had. Did I get head in the bathroom? I'm trying
Over.
Cause I've really been working. This year I've really been working. But before I used to thrive off of that. Like if I could have met a shorty at the club, and like had a little session or something. But I did kiss like I kissed this one dude one time. And I felt really bad and really guilty because I was dating somebody else. But the dude just kissed me. And I was just getting on the microphone. I remember I was like, damn, this is what it feels like to kind of like be a cheater. Because I'm not a cheater, but it felt really good.
Is that happening a lot with y'all? With like people trying to touch y'all? Like a lot of people because y'all are like, you know.
For me, I think, yeah. And I heard rumors about people sending their nudes to to people to kind of like get into hosting and other parties.
You do so with your eyes. You said,
Like it was somebody on the couch. Like
That's
somebody
not
on the
me.
couch.
Nobody sent me no news.
People send me news all the time. Let's be very clear. Yo,
Baby.
that's not a secret.
No.
People send things to me all the time and say, I said, well, that's really lovely. Tens across the board. Work. You ate that one.
now,
Tens
hey,
across
Harry,
the
did you be
board.
like, no shit, I'm gonna have to indulge.
See, that's different. I know better to not to be. Listen, let me think. That,
Really?
You done
put some better lighting on that thing. I'll critique it, but I'd be like, work, bitch.
Oh, work, bitch.
Baby.
Asia is messy.
Okay, into my last again, another section on are you a top or bottom or verse? And if you bottom, what's the biggest you taken?
Lord have mercy.
Oh my God.
2 shots if you don't answer. No, I'm gonna answer that.
Shoot-
I know.
Come on. We need you back.
I'm like 98% a top. I don't find nothing sexy about another person's penis competing with mine. But I've been with every single gender. I'm attracted to every gender. I'm pansexual. And
Shout out to the panties.
shout out to the panties. Yo, wow. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's my turn.
The bowl.
Pass the ball.
Yeah.
Will was over there nervous.
He's like, I didn't know it was
Okay,
like
so
that.
Like, damn, is that what they doing?
I'm shaking it.
before I start, I want to give y'all these. I didn't.
Trying to warm us up.
Yeah.
You gotta give that to the go-go.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
gotta give that to the
Thank
go-go.
you.
Yeah, it's a
Big
little,
bag, it's a lot.
a little goodies in there.
Is it the same thing in every room?
Yes.
Oh my God, thank you.
We like this
He said you
microphone.
hold. Okay, here's
Yeah, some stuff from
Oh
Deep Tea. Yeah. Enjoy, y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Shout out to my man. He put Diptyque in there. Dion. All right, I'm gonna start.
I do I like candles.
I got
It
a
was
candle
meant
too,
to be, no, you
bitch.
don't.
Yes, I do. I got a candle too.
We all got candles. Okay, go.
I'm sorry.
No, you can read it out
Is that
loud.
you? Is that you? Will?
Yeah.
No, we're not gonna forget about that question. Read it out loud.
All right, so this is sexy. What is your favorite thing to do to your partner sexually? All right, so I'm gonna take a shot, but I'm still gonna answer it.
Okay. Oh, you need.
I was gonna say more already.
So I like when my partner, my man,
What do you like to do to your partner?
eat his ass.
Come on.
But I like when we do like 69, like we're like either or, because we, it's a verse situation, like where he's sitting on my face giving me head or vice versa.
Shut up.
Not you got the answer.
So that's
Them Pisces
sexy.
be intense with
Yeah.
the sex, but
We carry
they
it.
get real emotional.
They ain't no
Yeah.
They'll
water.
make you a
They ain't
believer,
no water.
but you be like, God damn, he really loves me.
They know what the flow.
Crazy.
Go ahead. Hello.
Which one is this?
Who wrote these?
That's the go. It's the
We don't
go.
know.
It's the go-bo. We don't know.
Name 2 people in ballroom that get on your fucking nerves.
Oh,
Ooh. I would say, I'm still gonna take a shot.
It's okay. It's just like it's so loud. You're getting my nerves a little bit.
I'm gonna say my grands and my father, Derek and RR, because they're just on me. So like when I'm trying to make decisions, they're just on me, questioning certain things. But other than that, I love them down, but they get on my nerves sometimes.
shout out to my grands, Derek, and to my other grands.
You found a loophole though.
Okay.
Cool. How do you give back to the community? I would say, well, let me take my shot.
Oh, you gotta take a shot for everyone. That ain't how the game go.
I would say I give back to the community by providing spaces and opportunities that they may not get too often. For instance, we were just talking before, that was the first ball at LeBain or the Boom Boom Room ever thrown, so that was historical. So anytime I try to throw a ball, I try to make sure that it's historical moments, things that have never been done before. So when you're able to say you have that win or you have that video or documentary that comes out, you can say that you are part of history.
Oh yeah, I won that ball.
She sure did.
Well, yes.
I sure did.
Oh, congratulations, Abby.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's wake this up, Miss Thing. What's it giving? Okay.
Come on, bitch. Stand up for the cancers, bitch. We in the building.
Sexy. Name one person that tried to get sexual for you for camera time. Woo, we just talked about this.
You do content?
Not that, I mean, well, yes.
Oh,
Breathe. Breathe. For the girls who know, the video's on Twitter. Well. Viral. 4.8 million. Okay. So, I mean, I wish I could say one person. Because of what we just discussed, there have been several people who have aimed to share their exhibitions with me in a room or a club, and we allow space for that. Listen, we are sexual. No, because there's too many. There really is. I'll take the shot, but listen. I'll take one of these too, child. Listen, when it comes to, because I dabble in a corporate space and nightlife space, I try to find the happy medium between living openly and like honestly in those parallels, which is very tricky to do, right? But doing things and hosting parties where sexual experiences happen, this thing, I fight for the horny and the humble. This thing, you want to give it, and I thank you.
And I thank you.
Just consent.
Some more.
Okay. Cool. Make sure that's your. Oh, is it? Oh, it is. Yeah. Being that the party industry isn't as lucrative as it used to be, what keeps you motivated in this industry? Very, very good question, and it's very limiting. Because you get exhausted. The burnout is real. You really have to have an honest interest in community and creating a fun time for your peers, or I would have packed it up a long time ago. You combat every kind of adversary, every kind of like, you gotta fight the club owner, you gotta fight the people, you gotta fight the money, if you're not really in this, you wouldn't do it, this thing, stay at home, watch it on YouTube, this thing, watch DVD, stay home. It is really about like seeing the spark of the investment of the seed you planted. Oh, Miss Thing, you were the first party I ever went to. Oh, Miss Thing, you were the first ball I ever went to. Oh, Miss Thing, I can't believe when I came to New York City, I saw the videos, speaking to tens, I live in a remote part of the town, Miss Thing. I watched the clips online, and I never thought that I could experience gay nightlife, but I saw your videos, Miss Thing, and I wanted to come to New York City. The way now I really mentioned tens in this podcast, but the way tens has impacted New York City nightlife is unprecedented. The way we recap content has been unprecedented. Before tens came into existence, there was not a consistent black and brown space to show the type of experiences that we do. So that keeps me interested.
Okay. One last one.
I was gonna ask about Symone.
Oh, we can. That's not me. Okay.
We could have been talking all day.
I know.
Crazy. Woo! What's a crazy moment that you had in the bathroom with someone? Oh. Now, we kind of got, I'm going to circle back.
We'll take another one. Go for another one.
We'll part two it out. Okay. There is a video where I am not in the bathroom, but there is a video on someone's OnlyFans where I'm on the microphone commentating while they're getting munched.
Oh, shit.
And it is so sickening because someone subscribed to this person's OnlyFans and they sent to me saying, "Is that you in the background?" And I said, "Now what?" And they said, I will share with the class afterwards.
That's the breathe.
No, it's not. It's not even the breathe one. Okay. So they said, and I'm in the microphone. And she is just. I said, "You wake up, bitch." Over. So yes.
Yo,
I mean, listen. I also frequent other spaces. We love the girls who know. I visit the chicken spot. If you know what the chicken spot is, that's your business.
What's that?
That's your business. You gotta figure that out. I go to the chicken spot from time to time. When the chicken's fresh, that's when the chicken's fad. You figure it out.
I think that's a club with the chicken.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out.
I like that.
You gotta figure it out.
Fresh meat.
When the chicken is fresh, go to the chicken spot. Usually at $3.50. 3:45. Right. Work.
Have y'all ever got into throwing any type of
sex parties?
Yeah, like.
I have.
You have.
Don't say the name.
Oh, so well.
Believe it. They have a sex party?
No, they do not.
No, they do not.
Sexual nude events.
Y'all gonna get us locked up, child. Wait a minute. It's illegal.
It's in Harlem, right?
Illegal?
Okay,
It's in
yeah.
Harlem.
I have been a part of exhibitions.
Yes, I
Exhibitions.
have. No name.
Make sure you believe that out, please. Thank you.
Please.
He's like,
Not in this economy, in this political climate, child. We throwing church service.
And, you know, that's really real. That's a reality that, you know, Donald Trump is. I mean, I don't know if anybody was here when, what was that mayor's name that went straight for the gay clubs first? It was like
Giuliani.
Mayor Giuliani. And so people like right now, especially in nightlife, if you're keeping up with politics and thinking about the change, the drastic change that can happen, I'm already kind of going through something that I'm not allowed to talk about publicly right now, but I'm sure we'll circle back on it online. But it can get very, very crazy right now with what's going on with the Trumpers. Yeah, and it's going to change the scene of New York City. It's more than just shutting down the venues. Think about safe spaces. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Elon Musk has a trans daughter.
Yeah. Yes.
That war began there. So this is personal.
People like they attacked her.
Yeah, of course. You think about you going directly after trans people for no reason. It's because it started in your home, and you act like everybody's not human. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's not our fault, boo.
Wow. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you guys are doing separately or you have coming up before we close out?
Well, I would say Labor Day weekend, the redefinition of the dollhouse, iconic house of Chanel. Labor Day weekend in Atlanta, make sure you're there. Shout out to one of our original members. So yeah, just make sure there. I know this will probably air afterwards, but I do have a ball coming up. The Mood Is Ball that is March 12th.
You and my brother Julius.
Me and my brother Julius. And also my birthday, March 14th.
Turning up on Wednesday.
Anybody
Getting
else?
carried out.
Sure, yeah. I would say follow all things Tens Mag for all things nightlife, queer people of color, all the parties, all the conversations, things like this. Follow us at tensmag.com. We have a new season of content debuting this Monday. So new articles, new interviews, new music videos, new content in a content desert.
Okay.
We're providing the water.
The guy is on your the host. What's his name?
Who is it? Who?
I can't think of his name, but he's always asking questions and stuff.
Is that me?
Isn't he?
I don't know.
I'm just fucking up.
Child. I be asking the questions sometimes, but yes.
But you don't have a regular host on. What station is? Oh, that must be.
That's child. Not you naming the competition show.
Don't bleep that out.
Tens has the similar content.
But let me. I want to give a big shout out to all of the nightlife promoters, just worldwide, especially the people that I do know and don't know. If we forgot to mention your names, we appreciate you because this is not easy. Yeah, like again, Rich Star and Mike Hassan. Who?
Boy Cordero, Julius Gorgeous Gucci.
Julius, my brother. What's the sex black?
Oh,
Deviant. Big shout out to Deviant.
Micah.
And Laraya.
Laraya, love you, Laraya.
Hassan.
Shout out to Micah.
Shout out to Micah. Remember that slogan? Shout out to Micah.
All the people. Oh, big shout out to my baby Gia Love. She has a new song. I think it's called Body or something like that.
Yeah.
I try to play all
Gia coming on.
And Icon Nick. Anybody that's doing something in the industry that's leaving behind their legacy and keeping the positive vibes. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we love that. Well, this has been amazing. And as you can see, we can go on and on with y'all. I think we need more time with you guys. But it was great having you. And I wish you luck in this scene. I wish us all luck, goddammit.
Support these young black men.
Yes. But this has been another episode of Femme Queen Crazy.
Sexy.
Cool.
And the Nightlife.